Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is WheelieWeasel here, and today we got this 2018 Husqvarna FC350, and if you can't tell, she's all cleaned up and we're already out here kind of ripping around. We went out riding a little bit today, decided we was going to get some content, couldn't really get anything because we went up to where we was riding at. Some people were shooting guns, so we just ended up leaving. I can throw some clips up for you guys for that. We're still doing some shooting. But if you can't tell by the title and thumbnail, we're going to be talking about, I think Honda's race bikes suck. So without further ado, let's get into that. Alrighty, balls, let's get straight down into the nitty gritty of this whole freaking nonsense right here. Why I think the 450s and the 250s suck of Honda race bikes. I am not saying like all Honda bikes suck. You know, you'll figure that out in today's video. I do like quite a bit of Honda bikes. I'm not kidding you. I love a good majority of Honda's bikes. But they're freaking race bikes, man. It's garbage. I don't really like them. You gotta look at this, okay? Like a 150R, pretty good bike, pretty good bike. You know, you can beat the hell out of a 150R and they'll last. You know, look at it like a, you know, say like a, I don't know, like a 450X. That's not technically a race bike. I had a 450X. God, I beat the frick out of that thing, and I loved it. It lasted me years, you know, maybe a year. But like, I don't know about like, you know, as a whole, Honda is very inconsistent. They make extremely stiff bikes. Their bikes are like, you know, are really reliable, but when they go, like when they blow up, it's catastrophic failure. Usually they throw a rod or drop a valve, or, you know, or something like that. 9 times out of 10, they lock up. You know, you'll very seldom get away with one just like, you know, needing, you know, very, very small engine work. Most, my big thing with Hondas is like they're either extremely comfy and too plush, way too soft, or they're so stiff that freaking Jet Lawrence can't even ride the dang thing. You know, it's like, I feel like that's exactly who they were made for. They were only made for pro AMA Supercross riders. That's it. You know, for the average rider, Honda doesn't keep them in mind. They really don't. And I think, you know, for the average rider, they expect us to ride like a 250F or like the old XRs or something. They don't make no like 450R or 250R that's, you know, able to be raced, but also very comfortable for the average rider who wants to get out and just do whatever on it. You know, Suzuki is a really good bike to think about with consistency, right? Suzukis are extremely consistent. They've made the same goddamn bike for freaking 20 years, dang near. You know, Suzukis are so consistent. They have made, like I said, the same bike for almost 20 years. They haven't changed nothing. And it's like one of those things, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Honda is fixing things that ain't broken, you know, and that's their problem. Let's hit this real quick. Ooh, that sounds good. Squeeze through here. We'll park her right up here. But no, what I was trying to say is Honda makes like from 13 to 17 probably one of the most comfortable years, you know, or 13 to 16 probably one of the most comfortable years. I think 14 to 16 for the 250Rs, but man, were they comfortable. They're really, really comfortable. Honda makes like bikes that are really, really aggressive, you know, like their 450Rs. Power is bop, bop, bop right there, you know. It's like it just climbs all the way up to like this peak and then gives out. Like say this was a chart right here, right? I'm gonna draw it up. Say this is a chart, right? There's your chart. Say this little line right here goes straight up like this. Say this was just a linear power curve, you know, it just pretty smooth. That's not a Honda. Hondas are like, they go like a tiny bit of nothing and then straight up, right? Okay, that's exactly how they are. They're like nothing straight up. I don't know why, but Honda's power curve is not my favorite thing. A lot of people really enjoy it, but man, I don't. I'm not the big Honda guy. Balls, now listen, another person Honda could really, really take some tips from is Yamaha. Yamaha has made some arguably one of the most comfortable bikes over the years, you know. They make not one of the most, but the most comfortable bikes, you know. Yamaha's smooth. Kawasaki's pretty smooth. Get those brakes warmed up. Go stop it. Oh, my brakes are getting faded. Anyway, Bulls, listen here. Moral of the story. Honda needs to stop fixing things that ain't broke and leave things how they are when people like them, right? Okay, Suzuki, extremely consistent. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's how they do it, right? Kawasaki, very reliable power curve. Hasn't changed a thing for years. Everybody likes a Kawasaki just because of how they feel, power-wise. They're very manageable. And when they do change it, they snap right back to what the people want, right? Honda just puts it in like the hands of like a pro and like, here, you design the bike, and that's it. That's what it feels like. I mean, I know that's not what they do, but that's what it feels like. It feels like the bike is catered to a pro rather than the average rider. You know, Yamaha's, for an example, let me pop back on the road over here. look. Anyway, Yamaha, for example, very maneuverable and manageable chassis, very predictable. You know, they're not going to put you in a rut and, you know, but not be able to get out of it. Or they're not going to put you in a rut and you're not expected. You know, you have a bike you go through, you're pretty fast, and you're trying to fight it, and it's just the bike is fighting you rather than working for how you're riding. Yamahas don't do that. You point, it goes. It's like you point that front end, the bike's going. That's exactly how it is. That's what they do. Yamahas, great for that. Hondas, I don't know. Sometimes you point that nose and it's just going to be fishtail because the power hits so hard. It's going to be spinning everywhere. You know, it's not going to get much traction. Frame's so stiff, doesn't get traction. Not really point and shoot, just all power. Now, if you want power and reliability, well, get a Honda. Honda has 10 times, you know, 10 out of 10. Their freaking reliability is going to outlast anything. You know, they have plenty of power too. But, like I said, they're not that comfy. The power curve is not that reliable, or not that manageable. And, you know, they just, I don't know, they're very stiff, depending on how you like to ride, but they're pretty stiff. Now, Bulls, listen, I do got to hit myself with a little counter argument, though. I can't just get on here and talk smack about Hondas and not say any good things about them. Because, like I said, Honda makes arguably the best, like trail bikes. Race bikes, garbage. Trail bikes, you know, pretty good. Like the 150F and the 230, those will run until the freaking end of time. Same thing for an XR250, XR400, XR650. Those things will run until the world's on fire, you know? I don't know what it is. The only freaking bad trail bike I think Honda has ever made is probably the XR200. I think everybody who's ever owned an XR200 can probably agree with me. They have bad time of change. You know, they're just weak little bikes. They feel like, I don't know, I feel like they got a little plastic piston. Even though I know they don't, they just feel like it, man. They feel disposable. You know what I mean? Well, Bulls, if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to let me know down in the comments below, because I really did enjoy ranting about that old dirt scooter, why I don't really like Honda. Honda is good bikes, they make good trail bikes, they don't make good race bikes. I mean, not good four strokes anyway. So if you guys did enjoy this, please be sure to drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're about to get ranked on, if you can't tell. But this has been the WheelieWeasel. Peace out.